Hey there, Maria back with another video. It is 1:30 p.m. It is February 29th. Oh my god, looking at the calendar, it is Thursday. And I'm amazed because I forgot this is a leap year, right? Yeah, they only come around every 4 years, so it's kind of different. I will say that the sky is very beautiful today. The clouds are like together, so they're actually separate, but each little billowy cloud has this little special shape, and it's cute little fluff to it, and it's just a nice thing to do to look outside the window today because I've been kind of busy, and for the last few days, I would say it's been pretty rough for me. Like, I went through this whole mental weird issue, and I started kind of sinking. My brain started, like, drifting off, kind of, like, on a dark side and shit. And not dark where I'm, like, going to harm myself or other people, but it's just, like, like, brain dead. Like, brain dead of where I don't want to think about anything, past, present, future. Just my mind was just kind of shattered. Okay, like, I understand everyone has their different kinds of emotions, and mind you, I do believe that I have said enough, so I really don't want to continue on with this subject anymore, but I do think people understand what I'm saying. But right now I'm just kind of doing a video because my intentions was to get up this morning and completely finish, okay, my Plants of the Mind video. Okay, and unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, and the reason why it doesn't happen is because I start veering off into thinking how I could add more as I continue on of making my video. Like, I originally started with wanting to talk about the medicinal, not even medicinal. I wanted to talk mainly about the spiritual benefits of not just marijuana, but this is about plants of the mind, and not every plant of the mind am I going to be talking about. The reason why is because I have not tried every single plant of the mind, okay? Because there's certain plants, herbs, and stuff like that that grow in other countries that I haven't tried, okay? So, like, I think, what do they call it? Ayahuasca? I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't even know how it's really pronounced, but, and I haven't ever tried it. But, I have tried, I've tried, of course, marijuana, and I've tried salvia, and I have tried, of course, mushrooms. So I am going to be talking about those, my experiences. I'm giving brief histories, a little background on different countries, cultures, religions that have used marijuana, and possibly I'm going to also be talking about the use of salvia and talking about the places that have used it, cultures that have used it, and for the reasons why. Okay, but when I first started making that video, I started thinking, okay, I'm going to talk about the spiritual benefits of it. And then I'm like, you know what? But then also they did use it for healing, and people are using it for healing now. Like, a lot of people who have epilepsy, people are using marijuana for that, right? Not to permanently cure it, but to basically, some people have gone like days, months, months, whatever, years without having a seizure. That doesn't mean they can never ever have one, but they are maintaining themselves, by the use of marijuana. So, I think that I kept thinking, yeah, I need to add that too. And then as I got into it, I'm like, wait a second. I'm going to be adding my own experiences, talking about my personal use of it. And then what I wanted to add, what slowed me down more, is because I wanted to talk about the responsibility of people who choose to go down that path, if that's their choice. And it is a matter of choice. But whatever the point is that the more I start thinking about stuff, the more I enjoy creating and adding more and more into it. So I kept thinking, well, it's been a while since I did a video. I know I've been pretty dark lately. Dark is to where it feels like my whole meaning of life just got, like, completely thrown into the trash. And then somebody, like, took it out of the trash and then burned it, and then it turned into little ashes and dust, and then somebody just blew it all away. It's like my whole fucking world was just crumbling over and over and over again, and I just couldn't take it. So please excuse me for having kind of a mental meltdown for quite a while, actually. And considering everything that's happened and understanding all of that, that's a lot, even for somebody like me who's human but also has, special abilities and whatnot. Okay, some people think that I am a deity. I will tell you, deities have, like, pain, emotional pain, possibly more so than anyone, like, what do you call it? Just a normal run of the mill. I was born from semen and also regular egg, fertilized, normal, came out of a womb, everything was normal. Um, I guess people like myself have, like, I'm very, I understand the meaning of people's hatred. And then the more I start thinking about it, the more it just spirals. It's just like, God fucking damn. And then, like I said, I don't want to talk about this issue too much anymore. But, obviously, there's a lot of pain that maybe other people, because they're not in my situation, cannot imagine. You know what I mean? Some people don't understand what it means to be sacred. To me, some people, they're just used to the fact that they've had a shitty family. They've accepted the fact that their family is shitty, right? And then, it doesn't really faze them. But for people like me who just like values things and looks at things as sacred, and where you become shattered at how people could be so, I don't know, cold, like, what the hell? Like I said, to me, everything is sacred. Everything has a meaning. Everything should be special. Everything that you care about, that's important for your life. The things that in your life that are not replaceable. Like, you can't replace certain people. Not everyone's going to be sacred to you. Not every friendship is going to, trust me, not every friendship is going to be sacred to you. You know what I mean? But when you find one and you care about that person, right? It should be sacred. Otherwise, it's not worth taking. And it's something that you keep up, like, on a pedestal. You know what I mean? And you make sure that no harm comes to it, right? It's that's what sacred is. I think everybody's got their idea of what sacred is, but to me, it's just something that you love, you protect, and you cherish, and you understand that you cannot just go out and replace it. So therefore, you wouldn't just put something like, maybe a picture of, like, some people have pictures of, like, their ancestor. Okay, their ancestor is special. They're that one component that makes a whole family unit special, right? So, some people would say that picture is so sacred that I would not want anything to happen to it. Therefore, you don't want to, like, somehow disrespect it by just putting it on the floor. You know what I mean? Because there's a chance that it could be stepped on, or the fact that it should be highly exalted somewhere on a wall, shown respect. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you think that everything that in your life was just built on this little house of cards and just literally comes down, it gets a little bit upsetting. You know what I mean? So I'm doing my best to keep my videos with no tension, any finger pointing or anything like that. I'm just really trying to move on. But moving on at a certain pace, moving on with a little bit of, I needed a push. Okay, I needed a very big push. And a lot of people would think, well, do you use marijuana to give you a motivational push? At this point in my life, no, I do not. Okay, I don't. Okay, one of the things I think is important to talk about, and I might add this into my long little video about marijuana, the use of marijuana, is like when your life is, like my life, I feel like, is a competitive, it's like, okay, the reason why I was like sitting in bed all day yesterday is because it's extremely burned out. Like, I am burned out thinking about the same thing over and over and over again. The whole issue of, like, the fact that the fake family thing, the fake, school friends, the whole setup, and that's very dark to me. And then I have to think about the associations of happy thoughts. What can I keep? What can I not keep? What's hurting me? What's destroying me mentally? I can't take any more mental destruction. I mean, I would tell you, it is to understand that you are, like, you were born to struggle. Like, I literally have struggled my entire life because of my foundations were like fake and flimsy to begin with. What a shock, right? That's really deep. You know, that's very, very deep. And so it just got to be like, and then, also I was thinking about, the fact that I was dealing with the issue of infiltration. There's going to be infiltration when people start paying you attention. Or what I mean by that is like, people have seen that I've been making these videos for a very, very long time. And I know that there's people that I used to know that have possibly, they have, okay, they possibly have competed against me, for a very, very long time, not liking who I was, not liking the reason why I exist and all this other stuff. And even though I'm innocent, I'm still going to deal with some people who want me to fail and don't like me, and I cannot change that. Okay, but and the ball's in your court, because honestly, I don't owe you any explanation. I can't change it. I had no control over you liking me. I had no control about the rumors. I had no control about how people saw me. I didn't even know, okay? I'm 53. All these years later, here I am figuring it out. And I will tell you, like I said, it has been very difficult for me because I wonder, is anything real? You know what I mean? I understand that people can't understand what it feels like to think that everything is just in my life was just set with props or cameras or fakeness or stuff like that. It can get to you. You know what I mean? People should never be used as experiments that way. There are certain ways you could conduct an experiment. I'm not picking a fight. I'm basically just saying is that was pretty cold. It's fucked up and cold, really. But yeah. And then I also was kind of pissed off because I'm somebody who has a very inventive mind. That's all I fucking think about. You know what I mean? I've always been that way. I've always wanted to come out and do this. I always wanted to come out and do that. I wanted to write books. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do all these things, right? Of course, but that was very difficult for me to actually focus on while I was on little hamster wheel. Because I'd be at the hamster wheel job, and then I'd come home dreading the fact that I had to go to hamster wheel job. And then I would be like sitting in my room, really sitting in my room, fucking thinking, God, how in the world can I get out of this? Maybe I'll find another job. Maybe I'll do this. Knowing I didn't know that I fucking couldn't, but whatever. Because there had this stop and hold on shit on me. But anyway, keeping it nice and friendly. Not exactly friendly. Okay, like I said, there's certain people in my life I'm just kind of done with. But I do believe that I have to keep it cordial, meaning like, I just want to move on with my life. So anyway, what else do I want to talk about? Oh, the fact that, I do have an inventive mind, and I felt disappointed in the fact that, of all the things that I have struggled to accomplish in my life, and there has been like several obstacles that I've had to deal with in my life, ridiculous hurdles, like other people couldn't even imagine, right? I'm just thinking like, all I really wanted to ever do was have my inventions. Like I said, like, acknowledge, be known for things that I create. I'm a creator, you know what I mean? That whether it's writing books, thinking about, art, whether it's thinking about clothes, whether it's thinking about even workplace thing, like that whole idea that I came up with a few years ago about the artistic expression of the workplace, right? It's about the creative parts of the workplace that really it's an element that I believe is missing, right? Anyway, I wanted to do things, anything. I mean, I think about weird shit that I want to put into action. You know what I mean? I kept thinking, I don't know people, and I wasn't really allowed to know people unless, of course, I knew their people. You know what I mean? I kept thinking, man, I wish I knew some doctors, because like I personally have this hypothesis that, a lot of these mental diseases can be observed through the eye, right? Of course, I would love to have somebody, so that's a very serious thing. So it'd be kind of cool if I had like a doctor that I can be like, hey, you know what? Have you looked into this? And are they just a doctor that's like the run-of-the-mill doctor that gives you like, I need a doctor who's like really interested in science, like the science of it, the little ticky tacky things that go on in the back of the eyeball, that kind of shit. I mean, there's things in my life that I've always wanted to do. You know what I mean? And I always felt like I was stuck in a box. Can't do anything. Can't go anywhere. And if I did, I'm going to be monitored. I don't want to start a fight, but you know what? My life is literally every story that I tell somehow or another goes back to that story. And it's unfortunate, but you know, like I want to move on and everything. But you can understand how frustrated I am to have to be known as some sort of clone who, you know, whatever, something that I had never even imagined, while I'm sitting here trying to be known for the things that I create. And that disappoints me a little bit. You know what I mean? It disappoints me because, oh, okay, unfortunately, I'm doing it as a clone, and I dealt with the racial issue, which I think I kicked ass on that. Did I not? I mean, I think everybody should be happy with how all that turned out, I think. But anyway. But anyhow, so anyway, yeah, I'm dealing with a little bit of depression. I am happy today that I at least, because yesterday, there's nothing wrong with staying in your pajamas. There really isn't. There's nothing wrong with people that want to stay in their pajamas. There's some people who actually go outside and walk down the street in their pajamas. They're comfortable. They like their pajamas. Okay, they like them. That's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but like I stayed in my pajamas for 2 whole straight days. You know what I mean? And I kept thinking, what is wrong with me? I like literally just stopped caring about anything. I wondered, was there any point to anything? What the fuck? You know what I mean? What the hell? I was just feeling really down, you know? But today I kept thinking, okay, let's do something different. Okay, let's just get the computer out. I did not check out Patreon. I have not checked out my emails. I accidentally touched my little envelope icon on my screen, and then I started freaking out, and then I had to click it off because it was too much for me. Okay, I in my own way am dealing with my own suffering. Whether that has it developed into a phobia, a fear, mainly on the social level, okay? Because there's people that I really do want to reach out and talk to on social media that I haven't communicated with, and I looked at the thing and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been like 3 weeks already, and I feel like an asshole. Okay, I am not an asshole, but I'm extremely complex, especially right now. You know what I mean? Because I'm the one who thinks about this shit like 24 hours a day, and it's hard to get out of my mind. I'm trying to break the habit, okay? But it's a lot to process. Hush it. Anyway, I'm trying to be quiet without saying shut up. I don't want to say shut up to the dog. I get in that habit, and it's kind of like, you know what? That's rude. I don't want to hurt its feelings. You know, whatever. What else do I want to say? Yeah, so, I mean, that's what I'm interested in. You know, there's a lot of ideas in the past that I had wanted to do, and, you know, they didn't get done. You know what I mean? But there's like little its and bits and ideas to be thrown out. Like I said, I can invent shit in my head, like just whatever. And I felt like I've always struggled, you know, to do things in my life, and I wondered why. You know what I mean? People have their own methods. I wanted to say that people have their own methods of advancing themselves. Some people actually have talent. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that, you know, I don't need, you know, to maybe tweak a little things here, learn something a little bit different here, and everybody has their own methods of learning, believe it or not. You know, I know there was this big issue about everyone hates Maria because Maria doesn't have a bachelor's degree and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, it seems to come from the same people who ran me out of the fucking education institution in the first place. Okay, we're not going there, okay? I'm not going to start a fight. I'm not starting a fight. But what I am saying is that, you know, I've dealt with things that other people don't have to deal with, okay? I think I almost forgot my train of thought. But, the methods of learning. Now, see, people, like, there's so many different ways of learning. And what you want to do is you want to learn things that are going to be able to be put to use almost immediately, especially someone like myself. Okay, so in this case, you know, I make use of what I know, right? But of course, in the future, I want to make better quality videos. There's certain software programs that I learned of last year and I actually purchased, and I was very happy with that. I don't use those all the time, okay, but I'm learning as I go along. I deal with it. I'm the kind of person, this is my life, this is what the result of everything I've had to deal with in my life. I'm the kind of person that's like, give it to me and I will figure it out. I will figure it out. Okay, and if I don't, then I will find the right person to help me. You know what I mean? So it's been very hard to find the right person to help me, because in this little box, I've been in there for a very, very long time. It was hard. It was very hard. What else did I want to talk about? So yeah, my mood goes up and down, and today was a pretty good day, mainly because I had the urge, I guess, to put out a video. Like I said, I wanted to finish my Plants with a Mind video, and that be the video for today. And then I thought, okay, you know what I think I'll do? I'll just go ahead and do a little Tide Me Over video, say hello. I needed to talk anyway, and just kind of express to other people, what I'm going through. And the people that have support me, I do want to say I thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know I am a weirdo. I do have different ways of behavior. Some people know I love it when they're feeling down and people send them all these like, how you doing? I'm sorry, condolences, or these like cheer me up type stuff. Okay, I am not that kind of person. I'm not. I would just like I'm just the kind of person who's very, it's not so much pride, it's just the fact that oh, you know what it is? It's because I believe that I have been dealing with so much abuse in my life that I try to avoid people who want to feed on my frustration or my negativity. You know what I mean? Because I will tell you, growing up in my household, I've had certain family members that literally seemed like they were like some sort of psychic vampire. So they enjoyed it when I was suffering. They just loved it. They just like wanted to suck out more of it. And some people don't really enjoy that stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm not interested in those sort of power plays. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm trying to be very, very careful. But anyway, what else do I want to say? Is there anything else before I wrap this video up? I do apologize. I want to be able to be consistent with my ability to stay motivated. I need to stay motivated, you know what I mean? And it's very hard when people have like when they have nothing. They have nothing in their brain. Nothing positive to reflect back to. Nothing decent. You know what I mean? It becomes bad. It's like, so I try my hardest to find something cute, something adorable, something I can enjoy for the day, for that moment, whatever. And that's what I do. So, and we all have our methods and our ways of like, raising our mood and in our, and switching us, music is one thing that helps me a lot, and yeah, I think certain foods are good for you, because they keep your mind sharp. You know what I mean? Some of them actually do give you like a little bit of a boost. You know what I mean? I think apples is one of the reasons why I like apples a lot. If we're dealing with depression, there's something about an apple that helps with the depression. It works within the mind, okay? Almost instantly, actually. It's one of that actually, that doesn't mean it solves your problem. No, it doesn't. It's never going to solve your problem by eating an apple. But what it will do is it will go ahead and put you in a different state of mind. It will switch your mood, okay? Another one I've noticed, like I mentioned, is beans. A lot of beans, like, chili beans, kidney beans, garbanzo beans, even garbanzo beans. I like the white navy beans, pinto beans, whatever. Those are good too for my mental stimulation. It can help you from being blah to actually giving you a pickup, which is great. Anyway, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I want to thank you guys for your support. I'm going to try my hardest to find something to be interested in, something to talk about, care about, something I could give a shit about. It's been very hard for me. I know you guys really do struggle how to see it my way. Like, what do you mean? How could it? Why they don't? Because some people don't know what it's like to realize that their family's fake, or some people don't even care. They're okay with it. They don't, because they don't care about the whole sacred thing, having sincerity in their life. To them, this is whatever. You know what I mean? But maybe it's because of my angelic origins or something. It's just that I'm like very intense in my feeling. You know what I mean? So I guess anything, like I said, anything less than my standard is not good enough. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for support. Take care. Bye-bye.